Hi everyone, this is part 2 in my tutorial on how to do the Pyraminx. In this part I'll describe the method called the OK YouTube method. The concept of the OK YouTube method is to do a block first. It's kind of the same as the VO method, but instead of doing all the top at once, you leave out a piece, so you do the top except one piece, and then you use that piece to orient the edges before you insert it into your top. So, to give you an example, just scrambling randomly, I start by doing a block. Again, this is really intuitive. Then I look at the sensors. Actually, I look at the piece that needs to go here first. In this case, this piece needs to go here. So what I'll do is first turn this sensor down, and I see that I can orient this sensor while doing the top, so I'll do that. I will turn this sensor down using the empty slot as a keyhole. I will turn it back and turn this sensor down, and putting this piece up at the same time. The bottom is completely the same as the VO method. I strongly recommend that you watch the VO method. And by the way, if you have watched the VO method, I recommend that you get like sub 15 average or something with pure VO before you go on. Because the OK method is a little harder. It takes a little more look ahead and stuff than the VO method. So sub 15 is probably where you want to proceed and learn more advanced stuff. To give you another example, I think that this is completely my opinion, that there are three levels of usefulness in the OK YouTube method. Number one is what you just saw, where you can orient the sensors while doing the top. That's the best way. That's number one. Number two, which is not as great as number one, but it's still pretty good, is where you can get a case like this, where you've oriented your sensors. This is your top, by the way. It could be confusing because I've made an entire layer. This is the top, and you need to do a 4-move insert of this piece here. Obviously, you can't just turn it like this, because then you'd unorient the blue sensor. So what you do is you turn this one up, then you turn this sensor down, down, up. So you put this in place without unorienting your sensors. That's number two, where you need to do a 4-move insert. Number three is a scenario where you shouldn't use the OK YouTube style method. It's where you can only get a case like hang on a moment. Like this. When you end with a flipped edge, it could be like this. Turn this one, the blue sensor, down. You get a flipped edge in your top. You don't want that, because then you have to do a 2 flip or something like that to flip flip this edge. And that's 8 moves, and you don't want to do that. Way too much. So if you end up with this case, that's a bad thing. Don't do that. So basically, what you want to do is always, when you use this method, always find a case where you can orient the sensors, and when you've done that, you end up with a complete top. A way of doing that is by applying this insertion. Wait a minute. Here. You have your top here, and a blue sensor here that needs to go down, and the piece that you want to get up is here. So this needs to go here, and you need to get the blue sensor down. Normally, you would do like flip it down, turn it over, and do a 4-move insert. What you can do is you can turn it up, turn it from here to here, like this, turn it up, and remake your top. So that's a 3-move insert where you orient one sensor. That can be useful. If your sensor is like this, so if you do this insert, you end up with a flipped edge, just rotate your sensor because it doesn't affect this piece. Just turn your sensor and do the 3-move insert. Again, the bottom, I explained the bottom in the VO tutorial, so I won't explain it again. Yes, another little trick that you can use in the Oka YouTube method is where if you do the top with a flipped edge on purpose without orienting the sensors first. This is particularly there. This is very useful if you have a lot of sensors that are unoriented. So, if you take this case, you have this blue sensor and this blue sensor. So you have the top with one flipped edge, and what you're looking for is a case exactly like this, when you have 2 sensors, or at least 2 sensors, that turn the same way. Because then you can flip this edge while you do the sensors, like that. You can also do that if you have 3 sensors. For instance, like this. You just spot your 2 sensors, see where, in this case it's this one and this one. You start turning, flipping this edge, but instead of just doing like that, you turn your keyhole over the back sensor, turn it down, turn your keyhole over the last sensor, where you know that you can reconstruct your top when you do it. That's also quite useful. Especially the last trick is especially it's good because you don't have to use so much look ahead. It's pretty easy to see. You just do the top, and then it's pretty easy to see how you do the sensors. Great. I think that's it for the Oka method. Oka YouTube style, anyway. Yeah, that's it for the Oka YouTube style.